am studying in National Institute of Technology, Patna. I am doing my mechanical engineering from this college, and currently my hobbies include reading and writing about stuff. And currently, I am reading a book named Kafka on the Shore. It's a very good book. You can also read if you want to, and that's all from my side. Over to Prasant. You are not audible, Prasant.
Yeah. Thank you, Kaushal, and a very good afternoon to everyone. This is Prashant Tripathi. I belong to Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh, and currently I'm doing my BTech from NIT Patna in mechanical engineering. Due to Corona, I haven't got any internship, neither any industrial training. But then also I'm utilizing my time very well. And right now I'm reading two books. The first one is Sophie's World, which is uh, which is related to philosophy, and the second one is uh, it is basically a self-help book, which is the subtle art of not giving a fuck. So these two books I'm reading, and that's it. Thank you. Over to you, Shashank.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Shashank Dixit. I'm very enthusiastic and well-determined fresher. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from National Institute of Technology, Patna. At the very recent, I'm also a part of summer training program in DMSRD, DRDO, Ministry of Defense, Kanpur. I'm also a part of innovation and design techniques of aero design UAV. Related to today, I have given the opportunity as an organizer of this meeting. Thank you. Now I am passing it to Rahul.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I am Rahul Kasma. I belong to Chur, Rajasthan. Currently, I am pursuing my bachelor's from National Institute of Technology, Patna, and my hobby is watching and playing cricket. Currently, I am learning to playing volleyball. Thanks.
Subham and Anup.
Hello everyone, my name
Good
is
afternoon.
Subham Kumar. Hello everyone, my name is Subham Kumar. I am currently pursuing my BTech from Mechanical Engineering from NIT Patna, and I have done my 10th and 12th from Secondary Board of CBSE and secured 10 CGPA and 78.40 percentage respectively. Then my hobbies is to read books and watch watch movies and internet surfing in my free time. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. Myself Anup Kumar. I am from Aurangabad district, Bihar. Currently, I am pursuing BTech from National Institute of Technology, Patna, having mechanical branch, and my hobby is to playing a cricket. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we are over with the introduction round, and as the organizer have decided in previous uh, days that today will be speech round as well as impromptu session as well. So we will be starting our speech round. I hope that everybody except me has prepared their speeches and are ready to give
Me
them.
also.
Yeah, and ready to give them. Yeah, so who will be the first to kick start this round? Rahul? Okay, Rahul. So, Rahul, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My today's topic is the interesting story of the Berlin Wall. As all of you know that I always come with a historical topic every time. So this is also a topic that relates to history. The Berlin story begins with the end of the Second World War. First, I memorize you about the Second World War, which took place from 1939 to 1944. There are alliances of many countries. One side there are Axis countries, which are Germany, Italy, and Japan, and another side there is alliance of the Britain, America, Soviet Union, that we call Russia today, and France. as you know, Germany lost the Second World War. So there, the Germany has been taken by all the four countries that are Britain, America, Russia, and France. So there is a map of behind me of Germany. The eastern part is known as East Germany and the western part is known as Western Germany. As the western countries are Britain, America, and France of the Germany, so the Western Germany is equally divided between Britain, America, and France. And as the east side of the Germany is Russia, so it has been given to Russia. But the problem comes with Berlin. So actually Berlin is the capital of Germany. So basically Berlin is the capital of the East Germany as well as of the West Germany. But the problem with the Berlin is that I also denote the Berlin on my this side in the map of the Germany. It is completely in the Eastern Germany, but is the capital of the both country. If you want to understand about the condition of Berlin, so let's take an example of India and Pakistan. India is West Germany and Pakistan is the West Germany. So India is East Germany while Pakistan is the West Germany. Madhya Pradesh is the capital of both the countries. So what they did, they divide the Madhya Pradesh into two parts. The western part of the Madhya Pradesh become capital of Pakistan, while the eastern part of the Madhya Pradesh become capital of India. So it is a very critical conditions. So what actually happened? If we all know about the countries have been divided into two origins or two bases. Some countries are known as capitalist, some countries are known as communist, while few countries are known as capitalist and communist. So if we do example of the capitalist, so countries which give everything to their privatization are known as capitalist countries. So America, Britain are the capitalist country, while Soviet Union or Russia is a communist country where all the thing is centralized and every decision is taken by the government. And if you have a question about India, then I will tell you India is both capitalist and communist country. Before 1990, India followed the communist rule, and after 1990, India give all the trade rights to the people, to the private organization, that they can trade easily. The rules has been changed for the different industrialist. So come back to the Berlin. So as the eastern part of the Berlin is communist, so everything is being controlled by the government. So people get free education and free healthcare. But the problem with East Berlin is that, or East Germany is that there is no job, and people have to follow all the rules and regulation of the Soviet Union. So they are not happy with that. So what they did, they have just tried to migrate from East Germany to West Germany. If people try to migrate from East Germany to West Germany, there is a lack of people in the East Germany. So what all the four government come up with, that they will build a wall between the Berlin and all the boundary of the both the East Germany and West Germany are controlled by government. But the Berlin is the region that is completely light in East Germany. So that was a major problem in front of all these four countries. So what they did, they just built a wall in between the Berlin. In Berlin, West Berlin is a side and East Berlin on a side. So what happened? People are controlled by the government so that they would not migrate. But as we know that the wall is in between the country. So what the people do? They just hit the truck in the wall and close the wall and go from East to West Berlin. Or many people have a house near the wall. So they jump from their window and cross the East Berlin to West Berlin. People try to dug up the tunnel so that they cross the East Berlin to West Berlin. So from 1949 to 1989, the government of the East Germany focus on how to build the wall rather than development of the people. But all the people of East Germany wants to go to the West Germany. So what happens with the Berlin Wall, that the government have come with many rules like wiring, fence creation. A large wall has been built, but people cannot stop them, but they cannot able to stop the people to cross the countries. In 1891, at last government has come to ease up the rules for the people to migrate from East Berlin to West Berlin. So actually what happened, due to mistake of the government, one spokesperson of the government says that the people can migrate from East Berlin to West Germany immediately. So a large number of people has gathered near the Berlin Wall, but the government give order to the police officer that they can stop the people, but a large number of people are there, and at last people have done violation there and fell down the Berlin Wall. So when the people cross from East Berlin to West Berlin, they have seen a drastic change from within their country. This is the first time that the East Berlin people has seen the burger of McDonald's, has seen what actually chocolates likes. So this is the what we call Akhand Germany. In India, everyone we have talked about that Akhand Bharat, Akhand Bharat. So if you go through the Akhand Bharat, then the first thing that collaboration of between people is very important. This is how the Berlin Wall has been constructed and fell down by the united practices of the people. Thanks.
That was really well, Rahul, really well and really informative. So, who will be?
Too much well, Rahul. But I have also seen the video of Dhur Rathi. I want to tell you that.
So, anybody else who wants to like go ask questions regarding this topic to Rahul? If they want, then they can also ask questions or anything to him.
Yeah, one question I want to ask you. Rahul, as in Germany, east behind the walls means either you are in the east of Berlin Wall or in the west. The people who lived in Germany was the actually what we say was the main natives of Germany before World War, like in India and Pakistan. Um, before 1947, all people are from the same motherland. So can you say that across the LOC and this side of LOC, if is there any chance, is there any kind of method that we may use or anyone may use, not method, it is kind of satyagrah we make so that these differences may be cut out from both the sides.
So you basically want to ask me what should the government do so that the people can easily cross the borders?
Yes,
Yeah,
borders
first,
maybe borders should be what we say like in Mexico and America, like in Denmark and Netherlands. Border is there is a house. Half of the restaurant is
yeah,
in
this is
Netherlands
what I
and half
want
of the
to,
restaurant in Switzerland.
yeah, I
This,
want to
it is
explain
not
you that
important that the firing and ceasefire this will happen on the borders.
yeah, I got your question and I want to answer you that the actually problem with the Asia, South Asia or the Europe is that European countries actually they do not have provision of visa. They can easily cross their countries. They have been a very developed cities and developed countries. But in Asia, as we know, there are terrorist groups and majorly people are belong from Islamic State. Sorry, Islamic religion. So it's not possible to give a free hand to people to cross the borders because this will lead to instability within the country. But if you see the European one, then a people from Britain can easily go to Ireland, easily go to Netherlands, then easily go to Wales. And they have a group of the countries that do trade with themselves without a very less import duties. But in the case of India and Pakistan, yes, natives are there. So for that India, both the countries have many trains and many bus routes, but the bus routes has been blocked due to the instability at the borders. But trains are still there from Rajasthan that go to Pakistan's. So people can easily meet their natives.
You are talking about European Union.
Yeah, I am
There
talking about
should be
European
a
Union.
South Asian Union. There should be a South
Yeah, you
Asian
can
Union.
easily see that in Asia we have also SARC. But what actually happened? Sometimes Pakistan said that if Indian has done like this, we can't do in SARC. Sometime India say that if SARC is in Pakistan, then our minister will not go. There is no stability in the SARC group.
Okay, so I think that Shashank is clear with his question. And anybody else who want to ask questions? If not, then we will move on to the next person who will be giving his speech. So I think nobody wants to give it. So Subham, can you give your speech? Hello, Subham.
Actually, I took the meaning of impromptu wrong. I thought it is just surprise kind of topic which is given instantaneous at the moment. So I did not prepare anything. I was hoping to
Okay,
get
okay.
a topic.
Okay, no, no, that we will do in the upcoming round. Okay, for this round we have to prepare a topic beforehand on any given topic that you like, है ना? And we have to like give it in here like randomly. So I think Prasant is raising his hand and pretty excited to give his speechless. So Prasant, you are the next person.
Okay. Thank you, Kaushal, and thank you everyone for giving me giving me this opportunity. So today I'm going to speak on the topic which is very new, and I have took this topic while I was studying the article from New York Times, and that is the topic is lookism. What is lookism? You might have heard about racism. Lookism. The topic is lookism. You might have heard about racism. You might have heard about sexism, but you must not have heard about lookism. So, before moving further, I want to tell you that what is lookism? Lookism is simply discrimination based on looks. Maybe on the person is fat, maybe a person looks ugly. So, this is basically lookism. Uh, there was a boss, and in any office, boss wants to fire his employee just because due to his color, then we term that as racism, and we have a legal recourse for that. Okay. In the same office, if that boss fires the employee on the basis of his gender, then we again have a term, and the term is as sexism. But when the same boss fires an employee just because he wants some set of beautiful people around him, we again have a term for that, and that is called a lookism. But what we lack is the legal recourse. We don't have any law firing anyone solely just because they were ugly, they were unattractive. Now moving ahead, I have two questions uh, in front of me. The very first one is, we all talk about racism, we all talk about sexism, but no one talks about lookism. Why? Because I think maybe it has become so common that each and every one of us have done that in the past and is a culprit. Have you ever seen any actor or actress looks uglier? Have you ever seen any of them? Never. And these are the big people who influence us, who influence our society. Now, Mary, now my second question is, why do we not have any legal recourse, any law on lookism? Maybe because, like racism and sexism, we do not have a lobby of ugly people fighting for their right on social media. On social media, maybe this is the reason. So these are the few questions that I was uh, having in my mind. Now moving forward, what is the way forward? What we can do? So I think the only thing which we can do is we can change the practices and the norms. Yes, the practices which we generally do and the norms which we generally do. Like this big cinematic world, we should start giving opportunities to everyone, despite of the fact how they look, how they are, how unattractive they are. It doesn't mean. So we have to change the practices and norms. And a very recent example of that is the Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret is a company, is a multi-billionaire company in America. So that company always hire a beautiful model for, and they term her as Victoria's angel. So what they have done, they have replaced that with 7 women of diverse background. So this is the only way. By changing the norms and practices, we can change the system. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Prashant. Okay, so I have got one question.
Yeah.
That is, you know about racism and all, okay? And
Yeah.
the most common example that we saw when we talk about racism is the indiscrimination that the black minority faced in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
So they were also discriminated based on their color of skin,
Yeah.
or I can say based on their look. So how do you draw the fine line between racism and lookism? Like how do you differentiate?
Yeah, of course. And this also a doubt to everyone, like basis on the color. So lookism can be with anyone. Lookism can be with a person who is very fair also, who is very, who's very white. But just because some people are white but they look ugly. Ugly is a quality which can be with any person, whether he's black, whether he's white. No, so a person may be a white and he's unattractive. So these kind of things. You might have seen various people around you, which you might feel like they are okay, they are fine, but to you, according to you, they are unattractive. So so this is basically, I think, a very clear line which I can draw. So racism on the basis of color, that happens only with the black people. Okay, but this lookism, it happens with everyone, irrespective of the color. I hope you got my point.
So I have another question, Prashant, that you have said that why not any law, the one statement that you mentioned in your speech. So if we go for making a law, then the lawmakers took perspective of a majority of people, but lookism is such a topic that varies from individual to individual. So if you are a lawmaker, then how will you make a law for lookism?
That is a very good question, Rahul. But as you have said, each and every one of us have done that. So there should be some mistake now. Somewhere there should be mistake. Why we are doing this? Just keep yourself. Just suppose you are an ugly person. Just keep yourself on that place, and just now you feel that your boss is firing you, and no one is there to listen you. You cannot even explain why he has fired you. You cannot even explain that why he has fired you. So unlike just leave everything, you just think of this fact, there should be some problem somewhere that this is happening. There should be some problem now. So we have to address that. If we cannot have the law, then what we can do? Then what we can see? Now the one question which I've asked, like, have you ever seen any actress, like who is a kind of ugly? 99.99% of the people who act in those movies are now. They are very smart, So why this is happening? They are such a big player which influences, and they tell us that the society should be like that. Two very strong people two very beautiful people can only be a boyfriend girlfriend, and a person who looks ugly cannot have the right of having a boyfriend, having a girlfriend. So we are snatching this right from him. We are snatching this opportunity from him. Suppose I'm very ugly and I want to go in Bollywood. Then this situation which is around us, if I will say, people will laugh on me. Like, how you look here, you cannot even go. So are you getting my point? What I want to say? Is this right? Your mic is off. Your mic is off. Your mic is off.
This is us who decides whether he has come to in a film or not. If some ugly people come in film, then we ourselves say in our mind or in our soul that he might not be an actor. So does law change our methodology?
Why? Like, that is why I'm saying now. How we can change this? We can change this by changing norms and practices. It is not going to end in single day. That is why I'm saying now. This is very common. This has become very common because we all are doing this. Even I, even you, even everyone is doing this. Why? Because these things are so much embedded in our culture. Like in movie, there will be only beautiful person. Are you getting my point? What I want to say? Everywhere, this culture is so embedded. So how we can, if we cannot make laws, why there is no law? Because there is no lobby of ugly people fighting on social media that I am ugly, I want my right. You're getting my point? Yeah. Yeah, Shubham. Yeah, Shubham,
Hello.
I think your voice is not very much
Hello.
clear. Yeah.
अरे वो
Yeah, Shubham.
call आ yeah.
Yeah.
You are always mentioning that ugly people should stand. It's for me. How can anybody perceive some like I think nobody says himself that I'm ugly. Only others people make them believe that they are ugly. So I stop using that word like ugly people should stand and like you said the example of actor. So when I say some actor is ugly, when they are bad in acting, not by lookism. Like Nawazuddin Siddiqui, if I first seen him, I would say him he is ugly. But our mind is so judgmental. We make decision very quickly. So, but
Yeah.
now after seeing his acting, I loved his acting. So you please don't say this ki ugly people should stand. Nobody is ugly for me at least. And
Yeah. Actually, you all didn't got my point. You all really, like you said.
yeah, you are
no,
right, but the way you are expressing it, it's not
no,
okay for me.
no,
It's
I'm
just a
not saying.
point.
Actually, I was just comparing it with. Why there is racism. There is
Yeah, I
sexism.
totally agree. Just
Okay.
change the
So,
sentence. Ugly people should stand.
no, 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 no.
Nobody's ugly. Yeah.
नहीं, I haven't said that. You did like what I said. Ki black peoples are coming forward and they're asking for their right. Don't do this for me. So I am saying this. Ki why we are not considering this fact? It is because we are not witnessing ugly people coming forward. I'm saying this. I'm not forcing them to come out. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि लाइक जैसे जैसे काले लोग ऊपर आ रहे हैं
I got you,
वैसे
Prashant.
हाँ वैसे
But
वैसे ये लोग
I thought
अगर
कि
अगर ये लोग भी
somebody would
ऊपर आए तो
take
क्या
your
पता लॉ
belief
बन
in
जाए,
other
क्या
way.
पता लॉ बन जाए. हम ये So my point was that I think I'm still connected. Yeah. Hello. Am I clear?
Yeah, you got disconnected for a moment, but that's fine. So, conclusion of this entire so-called GD, I think, is that
There is a need
people
of
like
change
me.
in. नहीं.
Yeah.
There still
Ugly
be change
people
of norms and
like me
practices.
should stand up and fight for their rights, so
Yeah.
that we also can get equal opportunity like beautiful people. Am I right? So moving on to our next members, Sasank. Do you want to give your speech or not?
Why I deny? Is there any
Okay,
particular
Sasank.
reason for me?
Okay, then
Mm,
take your time or whatever, and I'm
No,
going
no.
to mute myself. Stage is all yours.
Mm. Good afternoon, everyone. Mm, Today I am coming with a very common topic, which is generally not common nowadays. As my conductor sir, respected conductor sir, has said, time, the irreversibility of time. The word irreversibility, you will understanding. Okay, time is irreversible. It never comes back. If time passes, never comes back. Mahatma Gandhi has said that in 1939. But nowadays, as the time passes, some kind of uncommonness coming all around the world. If we make a timetable or cross-check, right again the cross-checking of timetable also, if it will include it there, then we will see that the time what we are using in our life is effectiveness of 40 to 50%. In our 20 years or 22 years, some of my colleagues have spent of their life. And if we are seeing that the what work we have done or what we are achieving nowadays, it is very much good opportunity for us that we are gaining so much things. Yes, definitely this is true. But at the same time, what we are losing is not that much comparatively to that we are gaining. I am starting with an example of great man's Bhartendu Harishchandra. In our lives, we are doing engineering. Some of our friends also in MBA, MCA, BBA, BCA, and such kind of courses. But at the past times, if we compare anyone's life with a poet or a writer, then the how much time in the life poets and writers have used, no one in the country and no one in the world can compare ourselves to him. Bhartendu Harishchandra has lived only 35 years of his life, from 1850 to 1885, as I have remembered. And he has written 89 novels plus poetries plus also I think essays he have written. Also one kinds of Mahakavya he has written called as Nahush. In the very so-called age of 35, because 10 or 12 years when of your life spent, you cannot expect that. But he has written 89 writings in his short life. And I think he is also named as Adhunik Bharat ke Praneta in our Indian sociology and Indian poetry, because he hasn't wasted his time. He knows the value of time, the irreversible nature of the time. And this work of his in the books, if we will see, he has completely made the time reversible. Not in India. Alexander the Great only lived 33 years of life, and he has won approximately whole Asia and desert as well as Africa, also left a small part of China and also India, because he wasn't able to win that. But in the age of 33, he has won approximately whole world of that time, as we expect in the maps. That's why the main topic arises now, that are we are not using our time properly? Are we not using our memory, our abilities properly? Or the definition of properties, definition of abilities, and definition of time with the passing of time has changed. The definition of time is really up to there, but the ability what we are using is now changed. As the time of 21st century, we are proceeding, the workload as well as the study nature also a bit of changed. But that doesn't mean that we cannot keep forward in our lives. There are some kind of reasons that in our constitution 35 years is the minimum age for becoming a prime minister, for becoming a president, and 25 years is minimum age for becoming member of parliament. But in our life, in our country, if you will see, Tejasvi Surya, I think, is one of the, as in BJP I know, from Bangalore, urban Karnataka. He is and Nusrat Jahan from Bashirhat, TMC, are rather than 2 or 3 people I know, so much in great experienced and greater age people are only there. So it's our duty to not to waste our time and set an example for the future incoming generations, that the time preciousness, that we will know that after 2 or 3 years or after 20 years, when we are sitting on a chair and we'll think that what we have done in our lives, then we should not think that okay, we haven't done anything. We should set the examples for the future generations, because as the time of new world is coming nowadays, it should be it should be great. It should be what it will be. It would be, I think, difficult time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sasank. That was a really good topic. I really enjoyed it. So anybody who want to ask any question to us, Sasank, they can ask it right now.
Thank you, conductor sir, for giving me such kind of topic at the just of starting by using his word, because I was
So,
that time also confused.
okay, no issue. Yeah. Uh, uh, so nobody wants to ask any question to Sasank. Okay, so I think that your speech was so crystal clear that nobody has any kind of doubt regarding it. So,
Thank you.
moving on to next person, Anup. Do you want to give your speech?
Yeah,
Okay, then Anup.
definitely.
Okay. Okay.
First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to speak on the topic that is very recent. As we all know that the fight is going on between Twitter and our union government
I
over
know.
some new IT rules. So recently, the Twitter had blocked the account of our union and law minister Ravi Shankar Prasad, and after blocking his account, they gave a reason that uh, you have violated the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of USA. That's why we have blocked your account. So I think why I think what Ravi Shankar Prasad did that which type of copyright violation Ravi Shankar Prasad has done. Actually, they have shared the interview when he had given the interview to the media in the TV, and so in that interview he had shared on the Twitter account, and Twitter had said that you have violated copyrights. So if there is no any problem of copyright of of a new channel, then what is the problem of copyright to the Twitter? Actually, they should not have any copyright. uh, so what is the rule said? They have said that you will have to follow the rule and law of America and US. They said that in the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, you can't share any interview, or you can't share any copyright to you can't share any video to any on any official account. So but in our India law is said in 2021 that before blocking any account, you will have to give notice. Before blocking account, you will have to give notice. But the Twitter hadn't give notice to the Ravi Shankar Prasad, and so I think they are not doing right with India, and Twitter is behaving like just like East India Company. when the when the East India Company first enter in India in the name of business, they do business and they impose their rules on India. So in the same way Twitter is doing right now, and Twitter is saying that you will have to follow US rules in India. How is it possible? Is it possible? No, because
Twitter is doing business in our country. So Twitter will have to follow the rule and law of our country. How will I follow their rules? So I think it is we should not follow any, we should not follow any rules and regulation of Twitter. That is so our main conclusion is that uh, we will follow our Indian constitution rules. How will I follow? If any company want to do business, then they will have to follow our constitution, right, our constitution rules. So I think that's it from my side.
Thanks a lot, Anup.
Okay, thank you.
Am I clearly audible or not? Like my is my voice is lagging or something?
No, bro, you are clearly audible.
Okay, so that was also a kind of very current topic. We can discuss this thing in our next GT if possible. Okay, so we will try to do that also.
Yeah, it's
Because
a great topic.
because it is a very in-depth topic. There are various like you can say various spectrum of things here that we need to understand. So we will discuss in detail in this in GD as well. So now I will be giving my speech. I thought I was not prepared, but somehow I found a topic that interests me. So I will be I will be giving my speech again. Sorry, right now. Prasad, what you typing? Look, you completed the time on my. Okay, so let me start my topic. Let me start my speech. So today I will be talking about a term that is Pyrrhic victory. So this is not a topic; it is a term that is generally used in various research papers or in various fields, which means that winning the battle and losing the war. So this is what we call a Pyrrhic victory. So we can understand the terminology, the term, this term by example. In a classical American folktale, a stubborn railroad worker decided to prove his skill by competing with a drilling machine. The name of that worker was John Henry. Enraged to hear that machines might take his job, he claimed that his digging abilities are superior than that of drill bit. A contest was arranged. He goes head to head with the new drill. The result is impressive. The drill breaks after 3 meters. After it began drilling into the ground, the drill broke after 3 meters, whereas John Henry makes it to 4 meters in the same amount of time. As the other workers begin to celebrate his victory, he collapses and dies of exhaustion. So John Henry might have been victorious against the drill, but that small win was meaningless in the face of his subsequent death. In short, we can say that he won the battle but lost the war. So why this thing is called Pyrrhic victory? To understand this, we need to go a little bit in detail in history. The term Pyrrhic victory is named after the Greek king Pyrrhus of Epirus. Between 280 and 279 BC, Pyrrhus' army managed to defeat the Romans in two major battles, striding into Italy with 25,000 men and 20 elephants, a new site for Roman, of course. Pyrrhus was confident that he could extend his empire. However, the number of lives lost in the process made the victory meaningless. According to Plutarch, who was a philosopher of that time, Pyrrhus is said to have told a friend of his that another victory against the Romans would utterly undo him and his empire. Pyrrhus did not have the access to anywhere near enough potentials recruit to replenish his army after the war. He had, after all, lost most of his men, including the majority of his friends and commanders. Meanwhile, the Romans were only temporarily defeated. They could replace their lost soldiers with relatively even worse. The true losses had enraged the Romans and made them more willing to continue fighting. So here you can clearly see that how Pyrrhus, the king of Epirus, lost the war but won the battle by losing his men, by losing his friends in a war which was meaningless, which was a symbol of expansion. Now, to understand it deeply, we can say that winning a battle but losing a war is a military mental model that refers to achieving a minor victory that ultimately results in a larger defeat, rendering the victory empty or meaningless. It can also refer to gaining a small, you can say, tactical advantage that corresponds to a wider disadvantage on a particular one particular type of hollow victory is the Pyrrhic victory that I discussed right now, which Wikipedia defines as a victory that inflicts such a devastating toll on the victor that it is tantamount to defeat. This is the definition given by Wikipedia in a very complex manner, but it simply translates to the term that is winning the war but losing the battle. That devastating toll can come in the form of enormous number of casualties, the wasting of resources, high financial costs, damages to land and other losses, or in the that folktale that I discussed initially, the death of the railroad worker. So how can we use this term of Pyrrhic victory in our day-to-day life? And we are not going to war every day. We are not going to battles with our enemies every day. Then how this term is still relevant to us in this technically advanced world? So you can say that while the concept of hollow victory arises in military context, understanding the broader principle allows you to apply it to other areas of life. It can often be helpful in the context of, you can say, non-zero sum situations in which both parties suffer even if one has technically succeeded. Let me give you an example. Suppose you are fighting with your future wife, okay, and you are arguing on some very trivial thing, but somehow because of that argument your ego is hurt, you somehow manage to win over her by your fact and logic, and later on you won that argument that you were having with your future wife. Now, even if you won that argument, you have temporarily you can say temporarily damaged the bond of relationship between you and your wife. That can, if that argument was really heated and really you can say really important, then that damage can be really severe in between your relationship and can also lead to divorce. So that thing also is a kind of Pyrrhic victory. You won the argument, but on the cost of damage to your relationship with your wife. So we can easily translate this term of Pyrrhic victory in our day-to-day life as well. So we have won a battle but lost a war whenever we achieve some minor aim that leads to wider loss. We might win an argument with a partner over a small infraction only to come across a hostile and damage the relationship that I said. So we may achieve a short-term professional goal by working overtime only to harm our health and reduce our long-term productivity. That is why the understanding this Pyrrhic victory and understanding this terminology becomes very important for us, because we might pursue a particular career for the sake of money but feel unfulfilled and miserable in the process, because we have won a war, but at last we have lost the battle. So thank you. Thanks a lot. So let me start the next round, that is impromptu round, because I am the conductor, so I will be giving the topics to you. So I will take just 2 minutes to decide the topics, because I got this job of conductor in like just half an hour before this meeting. Asutosh called me and said that he is not going to be with us in this meeting. That's why. So I will just take 2 minutes to decide the topics. Okay. So in between that, you can take break and you know, take a short break also. So I want to ask that whether you people want to give a picture impromptu or the topic impromptu.
It depends what you can manage.
Like I can do both.
Yes.
If you want to, if you want picture impromptu, I can also like provide you with pictures. Or if you want topic impromptu, I can also provide picture.
I think picture impromptu will
Okay.
be better.
Okay. 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 So picture.
I have
Okay.
called Ashutosh for picture impromptu, by the way.
Okay, then, so we
And
will
I think, Kaushal, we have to make some major change because, I think meetings are going very lengthy and people are losing their interest. This is a fact. That is why people are not joining. You're seeing, yeah, there are only 5 people, someday 4 people. There is something which is a problematic, and I feel like people are in their essay I've seen from last 4 to 5 meetings, like most of them are not prepared. Whatever is happening, so and they are crossing their time limit also. We have set the time limit for like around 2.5 to 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Time limit is also people are crossing, and that is why they are saying whatever they can. So if time will be suppose if time will be 2 minutes, so they will say the content what they have prepared. It should be like that. 5 minutes. So this is also going like that way. This is also going like that. Getting my point? Yeah, I think we have to make some major changes.
So one thing that we can do now, Prasad, that as a timer, you note down the time of people that they took during their speech interval or whatever interval, and you send that time in the group, so that because people cross their time limit only when they are unaware of that thing, that they are crossing their time limit. Okay, so if they are crossing the time limit, you simply raise their hand or stop that. Okay, your time limit is over. You wrap up your thing very quickly. So you can also say that. But okay,
Yeah.
we will definitely find a way to make sure that more people will join us. So do not worry about it. Okay, so I am sending the first image to the group. Check it. So 4 is out only 2 minutes. So did you get the picture?
Yes.
Okay. If you if you want to change, then I can also change the pictures as well.
Only one picture is there, right?
Yeah, one picture is there. Or if you
So
do not
means
want to speak about that topic, that picture, then I can also send another picture.
no. So I may start.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mm. So good afternoon, everyone. As the picture in the group, a young boy is entrapped in between the language, history, science, religion, math, and geography. It seems that at a very short age, due to lack of fun and the entrapment of all kind of the subjects are now pressurizing the young talent and due to that, the talent is reaching up to that level till which it should reach. It is due to the parents and now the society are pressurizing everyone at a very short age. Also, everyone has seen the example of white hat hacker and coding systems and everything. Also, the science and history, and also nowadays maths and geography syllabus is so much higher that the talented young people are just entrapped in their rooms and not getting outside. Due to that, the related issues, the the height of the some people, some young boys is just less because of that. Many people in our college also have such kind of thought about him or herself that okay, our body is not up to that mark, because the fun is going out of our lives. So, after seeing this picture, it is in my mind that there should be the fun related topics also, as well as the syllabus should be reduced in the such up to mark. It may be some kind of negative part also that syllabus should be reduced nowadays. Not because the related things, the time and the knowledge you are what getting should be effective, not it should be in bulk. The effectiveness what you are getting should be higher rather than the bulkish nature. So I am support that the funness should be in there in studies of young childs and boys nowadays. Thank you.
So anybody else who want to like give
Yeah,
explanation?
yeah. According to me here, the picture says that the freedom of an individual is being violated, and the priority of a person has been no task. Unnecessary burden is imposed on it, and it is start from his childhood. And the example
Yeah.
of the study subjects has been given here. This is a start how a person goes into a burden by the rules of the society.
Yeah, I completely agree with Rahul. Like whatever I wanted to tell, you people have already told. So Prasant, do you want to add something else into this? Hello, Prasant.
I think
Rahul, 2 minute timing is there.
It's maximum
no,
2 minutes.
no, no. Actually, Rahul has said after you, na. So 2 minute time you will see. And Rahul is just adding his point. Are you
Okay,
getting my
okay.
point, Shashank?
Yes, I'm getting.
It was your topic. Now again, when Rahul will speak, then he will. So like you can do in our also. So I think in the present world of rat race and pressure from society, somewhat the freedom of child is lost, or the freedom of individual is lost. This is all about this, which my colleague has said. So I think we should move.
So I have sent the picture for Rahul. So Rahul has to talk about this picture for 2 minutes, and after that we can add our point as well. Hello, Prasant. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, question.
Yeah, select one picture for me as well. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, according to me, the picture wants to refer here about the today's scenario of the presentation of the news, how it directly affect the mind of the people. Whenever we say news, for example, whenever we say news between two political parties, if some news anchor is telling us something, then we can easily believe on it because we have only that source. And in today's world, people are spending a lot of time on the TV, so they are not of the time on the social media. So they go through many news channels and also spend their many times in front of news channels. So in this picture, what the news anchor is saying that directly affect the process of thinking of a person. So it is important for us that before seeing the news, it is mandatory that we should decide that what should we need to watch, which channel we need to watch. Does it really affect us in a bad way? Does it really lead to increment of hate in our mind for some other person? If it is do like that, then we should avoid that news channel and must go for another one. Thanks.
Anybody else want to add anything else in this?
Yeah, I want to add the position of the guy who is sitting on the chair. As Rahul has said, that it will affect his mind in a bad way. And the mind is connected with the whole body gesture in a neurological way, so that his health issues should be there and all kind of health effects he will bear that. And that's why the topic selection should be important also there.
Hello, Kaushal.
Yes, Anu.
Yeah, I also want to add one thing in that, that we have seen that in media, they are affecting the people who is seeing that like we can take the example of Sushant Singh Rajput case. The man news channels were acting like a Supreme Court without and Supreme Court had also said that the media is behaving like Supreme Court. He is questioning and he is giving answer to all the questions. So I think, and in Corona time, we can also say that the different types of news is going on TV news channel, and that is affecting the scarcity of oxygen, a scarcity of different types of medical equipment. That is affecting the people minds. So I think this is the present scenario of our news channel. Voice is not audible, Kausal.
Oh, okay, okay. You. I have also sent your photo in the WhatsApp group, so check it and give your impromptu.
We have to take time, 30 minutes, 30 seconds na, to think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can take. You can take.
Hello.
Yeah, no, you can continue.
Yeah. Actually, according to this photo, I will say that it is the hello.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are audible.
yeah, it's
Hello.
fine.
Yeah, no, you are
अनूप
audible.
आपकी आवाज आ रही है, प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Am I audible?
हाँ अनूप
Kausal.
आपकी आवाज आ
Yeah,
रही है.
yeah.
कंटिन्यू अनूप, कंटिन्यू. अरे करना.
According to this photo, I want to say that actually this is the system of our life. In the picture, it has been seen that the father has taken the child in his hand, and father means, the main scenario is that fathers take fathers take care of child, like when the child play, then they help, they take care when child grows, and they when they study, means always time, always
father helps to the children, and after when the father become old, then we should also help the we should also help the father, as father helps a lot in my childhood to study and then marriage. So the main thing is that we today in today's world, in today's life, um, we don't take care of our father. After when father become old, we we don't take care, and we simply we simply means we should take care of our father every time, because the father is they know anything that they know anything they know anything has more precious than my father, our father. So we should take care of our father as well in their older days. Thank you.
Anybody else who want to add something in it?
Yes.
Symbolic representation of the life of a person. Life from ends from where it starts. Generally, it ends from the point where you start. Every phase has been come in your life that you have seen with your parents. Just take care them and just think what we do today, the same thing would happen with us in the future.
I want to add one thing in a positive way in Rahul's line, that yeah, it's also showing the lifetime cycle of where it starts, that where it ends. But also it is showing a beautiful example of how you sow, so shall you reap. In Hindi, line is jaisa boge vaisa kato. I'm saying this line because it may be possible that the person who is taking his old father's hand and showing him path, it is possible that it may be absent there. But the parenting and the careness at the starting of the father has maintained the nature of that boy, so that he is taking care of his father.
Okay, so Prasant, you are next. Do you want me to give my impromptu question?
Uh, if you want, you can give yours. I can give at the last. No issues. I think you should start yours. Very good.
Okay. So the picture that Prasant sent me is of a girl child sitting in a classroom, and by look of her, she has drawn a cage on blackboard, as I can see. So that cage can symbolize her her freedom, her negligence of freedom, and how she has become engaged, or or in other words, I can say that this entire picture represents the scenario of our today's world. Okay, where a girl is not given a proper chance to get educated, a proper chance to or to know, to learn about something uh, in her childhood. In our rural areas as well, even after the abolition of child marriage, girl children are married at a very low age and depth, and because of that, their opportunities to learn and their opportunity to grow and become a strong, independent woman also diminishes after their marriages. But one more thing that we can portray from this image is that she is in a classroom. So she is in a classroom. This is another thing that I am trying to like comprehend from this image, that she is in a classroom and she has drawn a blackboard, a cage on a blackboard by a chalk in her hand, and I think that she is in her school uniform as well. So it may also, it can be also elaborated that she is not getting a kind of education which can make her free. She is getting trapped by a kind of education that she is getting. That's why she has drawn a cage on a blackboard. But I think that most much more like a uh, right, uh, you can say right, what can you say, right, elaboration of this image can be the first one that I talk about. That is the amount of opportunity that a girls get uh, in a day-to-day life. That's all from my side. Anybody else who want to like add on in this topic?
Yeah, this is very, what we say, a new kind of a very changed topic, but I want to try to personify it. The girl which is sitting on the classroom is well determined towards his future as well as her study, but the chalk what she taken in her hand, actually she hasn't taken it on her right hand, it is on her left hand. And the chalk which you are seeing on her hand is the society, the the societies and the dharmas impurities who has just sticked with her left hand, and she wants to bring further, she wants to go further in her life through studies, but the chalk of society is making her entrapped in the cage. That entrappedness of society is punishing her hard in moving her life forward.
Yeah, Prasant. That can also be inferred from this image. Yeah, like Prasant is also saying, or trapped by the classroom, or trapped by school, or trapped by the education system that is given to her by the government or by the
Like,
society. She is
I'm
living.
not saying actually because I have given this. So I have
Mhm.
from where I have given this. There it was written trapped by school. So Kaushal, you
Mhm.
eventually land at that as well at the end, like you say, not trapped by the classroom because she is in the school. So it doesn't make sense that he's not getting opportunity. But at last you ended on that point. So I think you were overall you have were fantastic. So anyone else want to add something, or or should I start speaking about my topic?
I think you should start.
So my picture, yeah. So from my picture, what I can see is there are two children. One is rich. From his clothes, I can guess. I'm not judging. And yes, I'm judging. And and at the right, there's a child. We can see some stitches on his clothes. So I think, like, I cannot think very much, but I think he's eating that apple of, of a apple which is drawn on a block. So he's so poor that he hasn't got any food. So he's so hungry that he's assuming the figure to be apple. This might be one interpretation from my side. I don't know what the interpretation is, but I cannot deduce completely what is. So I can see, like, at one side a student is getting the opportunity to even doing everything and playing all the games, but the second phase there is a boy who is very hungry that he's even eating the image which is not even edible. So that's it from my side. Please guide me.
Yeah, like you can say that. Yeah, basically you were right that this picture symbolizes the gap of opportunity that one get. At one side, the rich person is learning about spelling apple, whereas on other side, the boy is dreaming, or you can say eating the apple, which is shown on the wooden box, which is not edible at all. So you can say that this picture shows the gap of opportunities that both children get at the same age. Yeah, yeah. Anybody else who want to like add something in this?
I think there is a deep meaning and we are not able to get it. So if you have anything written on the internet from where you have suffered the
No, I
pressure.
think the deep meaning Kaushal has told, na? Like there is a gap of opportunity. So at one place he's getting chance to play, and at the one place he's not getting even chance to eat proper food. So I think this is a gap of opportunity as well. So I think this should be the meaning.
Yeah, this can be one of the meaning that we can infer from this picture, because you know a picture has multitude of meanings, and this can be one of it. So I think we are done with our impromptu round as well. Rahul and I was the evaluator of this session. So I will be sending my evaluation after an hour. So thank you all for joining us in this session. And I think today's session was really well and really well done. All the speech topics was phenomenal. Everybody delivered it very well. Okay, and I will be honest with you. Please try to be present in at least one meeting in a week. From the next week onward, we will try to do two meetings in a week, where in one meeting we will do GD and in another meeting we will do impromptu, because I think our placement session is also very near. That is why we should increase the frequency of sessions that we do generally. So that's all from my side. Sasank, because you are the organizer, you should decide the roles for the next meeting, and the organizer for the next meeting will decide the date and time or the schedule of the meeting, that on which day what will happen. And I personally urge that everybody should join. We get like in this half 1.5 hour we get the opportunity to speak English, and that is a really good thing for us. So your feedbacks are very important. If you have any kind of feedback, do share them on a WhatsApp group. And that's all from my side. Thank you everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. That's all.
Yep.
Bye bye, bye
I'll
everyone, bye
share
bye.
the meeting details. And thank you. Bye bye, everyone. It was pleasure that I have joined and becoming a part of such good friend factual club, actually flexural club. Thanks.
Okay, Sasan. Thanks a lot. So thanks, Rahul. You are looking amazing once again. Take your screenshot and make it as your DP. So bye bye, Rahul. We will meet again soon.